Happy Wednesday, guys. Today's home workout is for time 12 to 1. Weighted sit-ups, calories, weighted sit-ups again, and then handstand push-ups. So with the rep scheme here, you're doing 12 of everything, then 11, then 10, and all the way down to 1. Weighted sit-ups, guys, I want you to find a weight that you can comfortably hold, kind of at your chest level, right by you, and then make sure you're getting that full range of motion throughout your sit-up. Calories today can be burpees, can be double unders, could be some box jumps as well, just something that's a little more dynamic and gets your heart rate going. You guys can use for your calories. Even jumping jacks, maybe double the reps for it and go jumping jacks instead of calories. Then handstand push-ups, you want to be able to choose a progression for this where you're doing at least the 12 unbroken. So a progression that makes you do 12 unbroken, and ideally throughout the whole thing you're going unbroken to finish this one. So handstand push-ups can be dive bombers, can be regular push-ups, or it can be some strict presses or push presses overhead as well as an option for this one. Try to finish this one within 15 minutes, guys. Nice 12 to 1, simple movements here, and really trying to work on some core endurance with some upper body strength in there as well. After this, we got our afterburner, 2 minutes of a lower back stretch, and then 2 minutes in that pancake stretch. Really just get yourself stretched out, cooled off, and ready for the holidays, guys. Hope you enjoy the workout and the afterburner. We'll see you guys next for the warm-up video. All right, guys, so we're here for that warm-up. We're gonna start off with some quick joint mobility for those ankles. So we're gonna do some lateral ankle tilts. So you're gonna stand in that hip width stance, then you're gonna put that foot forward that you're gonna go for those tilts with. You're gonna stay nice and tall, look straight ahead, and then you're gonna roll that ankle out to the side. So in that lateral direction, really slowly with a nice flow to it, so make sure it's not really choppy. I don't want you guys going way too fast out to the side. Really try to focus on the ankle joint rolling out to the side and then back in again. You're gonna do 5 on one side, then switch your stance, do 5 on the opposite side. Again, go nice and slow, looking straight ahead and staying tall. Then we're gonna go into medial tilt, so we're gonna roll that ankle inwards this time. We're gonna go into a wide stance here, bend the knees a little bit, and we're gonna roll that ankle inwards, then back to that center position. We're gonna go 5 again with that left leg, and then switch 5 on that opposite side. So again, focus here is really trying to move that ankle inwards with the medial tilt and the lateral tilt. We're trying to push that ankle out to the side as much as we can. After that, guys, we're gonna get into that warm up. So we're going into 3 sets here. We're starting off with a quick little complex 6 and 6 Spiderman lunges plus a side kick through. So kind of from that animal flow you might have followed yesterday. That's one of the moves you'll see there, guys. We're gonna start in a push-up position. We're gonna bring our foot forward into that lunge position here. We're gonna drop that elbow down, feeling that stretch. Then we're gonna bring that foot back. Then we're gonna lift that one leg up, get that foot through, making sure that elbow's locked out, my hips are all the way open, my foot is out. Bring that foot back into the center position, and we can do the opposite side. So bring that foot to that Spiderman lunge, back here, then we're gonna roll out to the side, hips open, then back to that neutral position. So 6 total on, or sorry, 6 per side here. Once you're done that, find yourself a weight, or 2 weights here. You're gonna go for some single-legged deadlifts with a fly at the end. So arm fly there. We're gonna really try to get to a position we feel stable before we do that fly. So we're gonna come down nice and slow. Find that position we're stable, then we're gonna go for that nice fly there, squeezing our back in again, then open up the hips. Same thing, go back down with that same leg, stable position, back nice and flat, go for that fly, back in again, and then stand all the way through. Notice my back leg was a little bit bent there, so try to keep that leg straight as well. It'll help with your balance, so bending over, keeping that leg nice and straight as best you can, fly, and then back up again. 8 on one side, then 8 on the opposite side, guys. Once you're done with those flies, with one weight here, we're gonna go for another complex again. Front rack lunge plus a knee raise at the end. So we're gonna hold that weight on that one side, and we're gonna lunge with the opposite leg. So we can go for that reverse lunge, legs going back here. Then we're gonna stand up through it and bring our knee as high as we can. Then go back to that neutral position. So again, front rack position, elbow nice and tall. We're gonna reverse lunge, keep that shin nice and vertical to the floor. Then I'm gonna come up for that knee raise, then back to that neutral position. So when you do the opposite side, switch and do the same thing. So again, going for that reverse lunge, staying tall, really trying to load the hamstring and the glute. Then at the top, we're gonna go for that knee raise, then back down again. So 10 and 10, 10 on the left leg, 10 on the right leg, and then we'll repeat those sets 2 more times to get ourselves ready for the workout. We'll see you guys next for the workout movements. Last movement, sit-ups. Again, guys, if you have an ab mat, great, you can use one, or if you want to roll up a sweater or a t-shirt to use as an object underneath your lower lumbar, this will allow you to open up that range of motion a little bit more in your sit-up. So again, with those sit-ups, guys, what I want to see, all the way back, chest or the shoulders touch the floor, hands can touch the floor on the way up. Remember, those shoulders should at least make it to the hip crease. So if you imagine a hip line with that hip crease going straight up, they should be in the same line as that shoulder on the way up. I don't want you guys to be back here finishing your sit-up. I want you to be all the way through with your back and chest up nice and tall. So again, one more rep here, coming up, really tall, passing that hip plane.
Where did you position your rope for your burpees? Then from there, you're gonna go into your burpees. So 3 to 5 burpees, finding that rhythm of what the speed is gonna be. Are you stepping into it? Are you jumping up for it? Play around with it. What works for you? Okay?
So for the strict handstand push-ups, again, you can have that second progression just in case that first progression you just lose your strength, or like halfway through you're not able to do the rep. Always have that second backup in case, just to keep the workout going. So for that, guys, we're going to talk about that dive bomber. So we're going to use that dive bomber as a progression, and then we're going to go into that strict handstand push-up as the next progression above that. So with that dive bomber, guys, you go nice and wide with your feet. Guys, you should use some kind of ab mat or some kind of mat to get your head down to the ground, at least when you make contact with it. Hands are going to be in about push-up width, and they're going to be close to the feet. From here, we're going to think about leaning forward so that we're on those toes and getting over top of those wrists. And then from there, we're going to be dropping the head down right in front of our hands. So notice that my hands are behind my head and they're not in line. So I want them back here. Then I'm going to press my head straight through the window to finish that rep. So that's key, guys, really trying to get our head in front of our hands when we're doing that strict handstand push-up, whether it be with that dive bomber or even if you get your feet on a box and do it elevated. Make sure that head is going in front of the hands so we can really use that back to drive it up and not use the front of the delts and put too much pressure on the shoulder there. So you guys can do those, or you can do your strict handstand push-ups against the wall. Same things apply. Get those elbows in, get that head in front of the hands, stay in a nice tight body position there.
Hopefully you guys hit those 5 rounds. Let's cool off now with some mobility. First stretch, go for 2 minutes, and so you're just holding it in the stretch, guys. For this stretch, again, it's the low back that you're trying to emphasize. So you are going to round your back. You're going to start by being in a seated position. Bring your heels together. Depending on your flexibility, see if you can get your arms underneath it. But if your flexibility is a little bit tight, you can grab your toes, pull yourself slightly forward. If you start noticing that you're kind of comfortable in this position, slide your arms underneath your shins. Where now you're placing your elbows to the floor, bringing you that much lower. Notice how my back is rounded. to get into this stretch, you want to really just kind of decompress and let everything go. So breathe through it, guys, and just relax your body. Okay, so as you're in this position, you want to be relaxed to let all that tissue in your back just really slowly open it up. If you find that it's hard to breathe, back it off a little bit. Okay, now you're going to create tension. You're not going to really get a good stretch. Okay, so go as low as you're comfortable. If you have better flexibility than me, you really want to get lower and lower and lower, guys, to the floor, where you're almost even tucking your belly button in to get your QL of so the low back muscle. When you're done the 2 minutes there, then you're gonna go 2 minutes in the pancake stretch. You don't need a post, but you can use a post if you have something at home, or you can grab a door jamb where you kind of reach in to one side. You wanna kick out your feet as wide as you can. Play around with your position of your toes. Sometimes I'll stretch it with my toes going forward. Sometimes I'll pull my toes in. They adjust the stretch just slightly different, okay? So first I'm gonna start with toes in. I'm gonna grab that post, I'm gonna pull myself in. This one's gonna round your back a little bit as well, but your emphasis is on your groin, so your inner thighs. You're pulling yourself in. If you're not getting much of your inner thighs, maybe bring your toes back or forward, kind of play around with the position of your foot. Or last, like I mentioned, you can point your toes, where when I point my toes, I'm able to get a little bit deeper of a stretch. Okay, so play around with it, emphasize your groin. You're gonna hold that for 2 minutes to cool off today, guys. We'll see you tomorrow for the next workout.